Dance to the music of the ocarina, the ocarina, the ocarina. Dance to the music of the ocarina, dance in the ocarina way. The ocarina belongs to a very old family of instruments, believed to date back over 12,000 years. Ocarina-type instruments have been of particular importance in Chinese and Mesoamerican cultures. The instrument played an important role in their long history of song and dance. Both the Mayans and the Aztecs produced versions of the ocarina. The ocarina went on to become popular in European communities as a toy instrument. As I mentioned in my previous video on bird whistles, it didn't take long for the whistle makers to discover that by putting more than one hole in the object, it could be developed into a wind-blown musical instrument. The modern European ocarina dates back to the 19th century when Italian Giuseppe Donati transformed the ocarina from a toy, which played only a few notes, to a more comprehensive instrument known as the first classical ocarina. And the word ocarina derives from Ocarina, which is Bolognese dialect meaning little goose. Up to 7 holes will create a playable octave, and tuning can be achieved by the positioning of the holes and varying the size of the holes. Here are some common and some unusual examples of ocarinas. This one is a primitive 4-hole ocarina in terracotta, but this one, also in terracotta, is a standard classical ocarina, and here is a similar one which has been glazed. The potter who made this one had whales in mind. The various positioning of the holes can be seen here. This one is inspired by a shell and some sort of little creature, brightly decorated with a toucan. I made this bird ocarina in order to demonstrate its sound and method of fingering. And so on it goes. Here are some more examples of instruments similar to the ocarina in that the sound is created by blowing and fingering, with some weird and wonderful results. And can you imagine trying to play this one? This fellow is playing an Aztec double-sided clay musical instrument. Many enterprising potters have created musical instruments which resemble bugles. In other words, they are played by blowing a raspberry into the mouthpiece, like that. Here are some examples. Paul Chenworth in Nashville, Tennessee, has cleverly produced these brightly coloured instruments. They are made in different coloured porcelain clay and then glazed in a clear glaze that shows the colour of the clay underneath. Technically difficult, I'm sure, but they actually play in the same manner as a bugle. Now this fellow, Ken Jensen is his name, also in the US, has developed these complex ceramic instruments, which he demonstrates here for us.
And it plays like a bugle. Many tubes are twisted around and go around and round, and they come out there. And it's got a really nice low note, kind of a didgeridoo thing.
And would you believe it, our national Australian Indigenous musical instrument, the didgeridoo, has also been immortalised in clay, but not in the usual long form that we are familiar with. This potter was obviously bent on changing that idea. And the didgeridoo is also played by raspberries, plus a vocal accompaniment. So far, I have been talking about instruments that actually play some kind of a tune, but the drum is also classed as a musical instrument, and it is relatively easy to create a drum by stretching some kind of animal hide over a very simple ceramic shape to create a playable instrument such as these. The Udo drum is a ceramic instrument conceived in Africa. It is a clay pot drum modelled after the Nigerian side-hole pot drum. It is made entirely of clay in the form of a narrow-necked vase-like vessel with a circular hole in the side in addition to the opening at the top. Playing technique for the traditional drum varies considerably from one region to another and one player to another, but basic technique incorporates drumming on the side hole while selectively opening and closing the top hole to modulate the air chamber resonance with the other hand. Stringed instruments have also been imaginatively fabricated in the medium of clay. Take these lovely violins, for example, a product of the Dutch Delft and the French Fayence factories, and this one is by a contemporary potter, Rod Magnum. Simple pottery forms can be successfully created, and when applied with a neck, peghead, bridge and tailpiece, they make a playable instrument resembling the banjo. Ken Jensen demonstrates one of his instruments here. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed making it. Thank you for watching.